Thank you, sir.
Kentucky. And up ahead is the transcript yard with all the trailers. I was here late yesterday night, but I thought I would park somewhere here, but everything was closed, all the gates closed, so I just drove to a gas station just down the road here. A whole bunch of trailers, and many of them are stacked in already in threes, ready for transport. Oh, I see a crane that actually stacks them. That's cool. Now I remember seeing last night there was a sign saying trailer pickup. Oh yeah, okay, so it's right up ahead. So I go in here where this red truck is. See, trailer pickup. Yeah, that's me. Transcript. Trailer pickup. Shunt truck guy showed up, opened the gate and said, I'll go over there. So, and this is where all the trailers are. Now I just need to find something with 3 axles and aluminum floor. And I'm hooked to my new trailer. Now the first thing I did was I checked this plate here for the maximum gross vehicle rating, and check this out. This is 100,000 pounds, 45.3 thousand kgs. And one thing, of course, the practical thing I noticed right away because of the shallow kingpin location, 18 inches. Look how much space I have here. See, I had to change my, this thing up here, change the position, because now the trailer sits farther. Like, these controls are farther away from the cab now. There's much more open space, and I'm still at the farthest, farthest position on my fifth wheel. So basically, with this trailer, more weight is gonna go on the trailer itself as opposed to the truck, as with my flatbed. Cute LED lights, But of course, this is basically a steel trailer, right, with just optional aluminum floor they put in. And check this out. It has all these shiny parts here, and a little helpful table. So chain tie downs, D-rings, and stake pockets are all rated for 5,020 pounds. See? Loop chain around entire stake pocket and secure. So that's what they say. And that's what I have. So here's my in-floor chain tie downs. Alright. There's my D-rings. I spec these on the lower deck only. And this is, as you can see, this is not like my previous step where it was low profile. Like here the frame sits pretty high above the ground, you know, which is really practical. Whole bunch of winches. And this one has more. I think my my Wilson also has like 4 nailers, you know, like wooden panels, but this one has, they're bigger on the outside, so like the floor is definitely different than my than the one on my Wilson. And that's the main thing I bought this trailer. Try them big spread, 12 feet between the outside axles, and all wheels are aluminum. See, no tricks, like inside and outside it's all I don't know, did they put in air in or not? There's a button there that I'm still trying to figure out how which way it puts in air. Huh, check this out. Looks like someone dragged this trailer without air or something. Yeah. And that's my overhang. Not too bad. Yeah, and it has these like serious metal on top of the wheels. So yeah, that's what I have in the back. It's not too bad. Much better than on my flatbed. Now all I have to do is figure out where to put my license plate. It's probably those 2 bolts over there. Huh. Okay, so you see there's same amount of lights as my Wilson. These are bigger, I think. Oh, a Wilson has them like this, horizontal. These guys are vertical. I don't know which way is better. But yeah, you can see this is a much stronger trailer because this is all steel, and cross members are steel too. You know? Yeah. So now I'm gonna be hauling lots of machinery. Yeah, and the actual Transcraft plant is right beside me. They say I asked the guy, they said, where do you build these? And he says, oh, right over there. And that's where the office is. So now they told me to hook up and wait for the paperwork. Now what kind of tires do they put in here? 255 70R 22.5s. Oh, these are Dunlop. Dunlop, yeah, 255 70R 22.5, low profile. These are just regular tires they put on, you know, double drop trailers, you know. Oh, you see, I don't like this, but that's always, you see this on step decks. 5,000 pound maximum wheel load over wheel pad. So if you put, let's say, heavy machine here, like a lot of guys do, and let's say that machine weighs 20,000 pounds and has 2 axles. So you have 10,000 on each axle. I guess that would work because one side can take 5,000 pounds, like if you put it here. Yeah, I remember this from my previous step. I always was, you know, fighting with shippers to. Oh, someone forgot a nut. So now my trailer is probably gonna fall apart on the highway. I don't know. Yeah, so it's familiar, you know, it's familiar equipment. Just that, yeah, this is heavier, 3 axles instead of 2 like I had before, and the regular height, so I can take something up to 10 feet. 10 feet tall. Yeah, and I just talked to the boss, you know, complained about the airbags and not looking, you know, fully inflated, and he sent me over here to the shop, and a young gentleman came out with a wrench and basically he opened up the valve, you know, that supplies the air like fully. So the airbags were like 1.5 times bigger than this. So basically he filled them out, you know, like for the first time to get rid of all those wrinkles, and then he closed the valve and the pressure went back to normal. And my new license plate is in position. So it sits like this in the middle, just 2 bolts in here, and I have the paperwork. All I need to do now is just get waiting for the DOT inspection. Landstar send them the form, so they just need to fill this out so that I can take the trailer on the road, make lots of green. And I just drove out of the plant. There's nowhere to park in this town. You know, I need to, they did the DOT inspection, so that problem is solved, because qualifications department at Landstar sent them the form, and I thought they would start, you know, objecting, but this is the plan, right? This is the brand new trailer. Just, you know, you're building it to the factories, to the DOT regulations, right? Just, you know, state all that on that little form. So they did, and I said, where can I park? And the guy says, oh, just park on the grass. Because there's nowhere to park. And in town there, where I slept at the gas station, there's only room for just 1 truck. If I go with a trailer, you know, the whole town's life will be paralyzed. Oh, by the way, up ahead there, it's probably still far, but you can see that crane. That's how they stack these trailers. And mine was sitting in this row closer to the right. And check out how the view changed in my mirror. Behind me is the brand new step, and it's, of course, now I have to get used to that rear wheels, you know, to that open deck, because I'm used to the flatbed where the whole deck is much higher all the way to the back. Right here I have to get used to that, you know, seeing that in my mirrors. And the same thing over there. So the new era in my trucking operation begins. And here's the first surprise. I just drove 2 hours from the plant to my first stop, and all of a sudden I see this on the rear axle passenger side. And I just talked to the boss shop, you know, the repair shop here, and he said, yeah, that's basically, that bag is connected at the bottom. Some kind of pressure thing, I don't know, but I mean, it's when everything works correctly, it cannot slide off like that. So basically, he said, I need a new bag. And what I suspect is that this trailer was taken out of the plant or finished on June 27th. And it was sitting in the lot, you know, under this very hot sun, summer of 2013. July in Kentucky, southern Kentucky, and probably that's what happened, because the airbags were deflated, you know, and when I pick it up they all had wrinkles on them. So and the guy said, I said, what do you say, like he wants me to wait like 4 hours here, and you know, it's still under warranty, right? I don't want to pay for it myself because it can be pretty expensive. So he said, oh, you should be okay, especially if you're empty. You can just drive, you know, where I'm heading, Indianapolis. Maybe get it fixed there. Damn. Brand new trailer. So, you know, the one thing that I'm thinking in my mind is that for some reason, it never happened when I had a Wilson trailer. You know? See, these are okay, but just one is bad. Well, okay, I'm not gonna use any bad words. And I'm glad to report that that scare with the airbag was just that, a scare. I went to one shop and they said, oh Jesus, you know, you need a new airbag, 2, 3, 4, 500 bucks. So I drove to Indianapolis, and there's a boss shop here, and they don't know anything. Waiting time like 1 hour, and then I said, but can you at least order the part? And the counter lady says, well, I don't think we can order it from a Volvo, because evidently that's who they order it from. I said, this is not a Volvo, this is a standard Hendrickson suspension part. So anyway, so while I was waiting, I saw there was a Freightliner, a dealer, like huge dealer across the street from this Flying J. So I just walked there and I asked the guys, I said, can you fix an airbag? And the guy in the service says, oh, just go to the trailer shop. So it turns out this Freightliner has a huge trailer shop, basically specifically working with trailers. And I go there, I show the picture of on my cell phone of the scooter bag to the guy. Then he says, you don't need a new bag. You just need to. It just gets screwed up because it's last axle. I said, can you fix it? He says, well, yeah, just bring your trailer over here. I ran back to my truck, got in, drove across the street, back to the dock, and the guy just sent a mechanic under the trailer. He just he did the same thing that the guy at the factory that did. They just opened that valve and they added pressure, and basically he was adding pressure to the airbags. The airbags were getting bigger and bigger, and this second guy was just watching, and he was increasing the pressure, and slowly when the pressure reached the the required psi, that faulty bag just dropped by itself into position, and everything became nice and smooth. And I said, any problem with the airbag, any defects, because I just drove 2 hours over the on a freeway with it. And the guy checked, he says, no, everything's perfect. So that's it. And I asked him, so can it happen again? And he says yes, because it's when you drive empty with a 3-axle trailer, because when the trailer goes over a bump, the rear axle goes in the air, and that's what can happen. It starts jumping. He says you will never have this problem when you load it. So basically, I learned something new today, is that you have to be careful when you pull an empty 3-axle trailer over a bumpy road. And there were some bumps on the way here. I hit a couple of potholes, so probably that's it. And I remember the potholes were closer to the shoulder, and that's why the airbag popped on the passenger side. So basically, just you have to watch for potholes. And I cannot lift this axle because in Canada, all 3 axles must be on the ground. But problem fixed. I said, what do you guys owe you? And they just basically nothing. So I just gave him 20 bucks tip. So problem fixed. And tomorrow I'm picking up my first load. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Yeah, and here basically I grabbed my Panasonic camcorder, and I remember that it has that photo option, and you can use a zoom. So it's basically a much better camera than the one on my cell phone I'm normally using. So that's what I did. The truck was parked on the side of the road on the grass because there's nothing else, nowhere else you can park it. But that's what the guy from the plant told me I can do. And then I just grabbed my camera, my cam, and I walked around taking these multiple shots, trying to find interesting angle. My favorite one is probably something like this from the rear, that shows the 3 shiny axles. Yeah, this one. I like this one. Yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with the trailer. It looks good. And that airbag scare was just a temporary thing, no big deal. So I'm happy. And you see the frame has holes for a lighter weight. This is Transcript GTL 3000. Thanks for watching.